cosmic warning from the void in the silent expanse of space. Earth is not alone. For decades, we've broadcasted our existence radio signals, golden records, even the pulse of our technology into the cosmos. It's wondering if anyone would answer. Then one night they did, but the message wasn't a greeting. It was an echo of our own past. And now, something is coming. It has now been discovered by NASA that Andromeda is sending a signal that is repeating the coordinates of Earth. There was nothing unusual about the beginning of the night of October 12, 2025, at the Deep Space Network Station in Goldstone, California, which is operated by NASA. The technicians listened for the typical hum of cosmic static, the faint murmurs of faraway pulsars, and the rare blip of an asteroid that was passing by. At that very moment, at 3:47 in the morning, everything shifted. The cacophony was suddenly broken up by a signal that was abrupt, rhythmic, and manufactured. Initial assumptions made by the team were that it was interference or a problem with the system. But as more and more information came in, their initial skepticism morphed into astonishment. A random noise was not present in the transmission. The actual galactic coordinates of Earth were represented by a series of integers that repeated themselves. A message that was not intended for us? As soon as she saw the data, Dr. Elena Vasquez, who was the lead astrophysicist on duty, became completely still, matched the pulsar navigation grid, which was etched into the Voyager golden records in the 1970s. This grid displays the position of Earth in relation to neutron stars that are in close proximity to it. Voyager, on the other hand, had not even left the solar system yet. Our coordinates were not just being echoed by the signal, rather it was sending them back to us in pulsed intervals that were perfectly punctual. And the source of the light was Andromeda, which is about 2.5 million light-years distant. The transmission that is unimaginable in accordance with the principles of physics, this should not be feasible. Even it traveled at the speed of light, it would take millions of years for a signal from Andromeda to reach our planet. Nevertheless, there it was, crystal clear and unmistakable, as if someone had just made a phone call from the next doorstep. Afterward, the second surprise arrived. There was another sequence, a time stamp, that was concealed inside the signal. Nevertheless, not from the future, regarding the past. A date in 1977, which was the year that Voyager 1 was launched, was matched by the numerals. The theory of the echo. One of the most horrifying possibilities was put out by Dr. Raj Patel, a theoretical physicist. What if the signal wasn't being transmitted at this very moment? Is it possible that it was a reflection, a reverberation of our own signal that was reflected back via some weird cosmic phenomenon? However, this would indicate that something or someone had intercepted the communication that Voyager was sending and returned it back immediately. The closing transmission of the after 3 days, there was a shift in the signal. It wasn't simply a matter of statistics this time. Image was what it was. The displays displayed a single blurry picture that was resolved, which was a dark building with jagged edges set against a starless emptiness. It had the appearance of a doorway. Moreover, a fresh set of coordinates may be found underneath it. This is not from Andromeda, originating from Jupiter. When the truth is revealed, now, while the National Aeronautics and Space Administration works feverishly to decipher the last part of the message, there is one question that continues to torment them all. Should this be a reverberation from the past? What is the reason why it is guiding us to our own solar system? Do you have any thoughts? Is this a cautionary note, a formal invitation, or is it something that is far older and much more deadly than we are able to believe? Everyone at NASA was unable to shake the vision of the crooked building that was etched into their thoughts. The form was not only arbitrary, rather it was recognizable. It is too familiar. Although her fingers were speeding across the keyboard, Dr. Vasquez was able to retrieve mission archives that were decades old. Next, she discovered it. This will be the last broadcast from Voyager 1 before it goes dark in 2024. A transient, distorted picture that was discarded as sensor noise had surfaced in its last burst of data. It was the same jagged silhouette that had shown itself. A chill ran through the room as soon as it was seen once again, this time in a clear and intentional manner. Having a connection to Jupiter, the new coordinates lead to an area that was located just beyond Europa, which is Jupiter's moon. In a short amount of time, The Europa Clipper probe, which was already in orbit, was redirected. There was no way to explain what it discovered. There was a vast asymmetrical edifice that was floating in space. It was as dark as the emptiness, and its edges flickered like a mirage. Certainly that was not a natural occurrence. It was not a human being. Additionally, it was busy. When the probe got closer, the energy readings began to increase. Suddenly, without any prior notice, the structure began to pulse, turning into a wave of black light that spread outward. Static was heard coming from the Europa Clipper's feed. "Oh, is this the last transmission?" A solitary auditory signal that repeats itself. It is a human voice. To be clear, not just any voice. Alina Vasquez was the true owner. The paradox becomes even more perplexing. 3 words were repeated in a warped manner, as if they were uttered through the very fabric of time. "Don't send it." As Alina continued to gaze at the recording, her blood began to become ice cold. These were words that she had never written down. She hadn't even entertained the idea of them. After then, the true terror arrived. Astronomers working at the Keck Observatory uncovered a finding that completely defied any and all reasoning that had been present. What about the dark building close to Europa? Not the day before? It was not there. In point of fact, in-depth examinations of archive data revealed that it had never been present certainly. Not until the precise instant when the Andromeda signal arrived on Earth. The fragmentation of time while Dr. Patel was doing the computations. His hands began to shake. It was not only that the building was emerging, rather it was gradually becoming a reality, as if it were sliding through a breach in time. And there was no error in the figures. The oddity was being exacerbated. At its present velocity, it would take 14 days for it to reach the orbit of the Earth. The last word of caution. One last alteration was made to the Andromeda signal at that point. The issue was not with coordinates this time. It wasn't a picture at all. This was a countdown clock. The time is 13 hours, 23 minutes, and 59 seconds. 48, the time is 13 hours, 23 minutes, and 59 seconds. 47, the time is 13 hours, 23 minutes, and 59 seconds. 46, a little more than 13 days had passed. This was followed by a last, mysterious line of code, which, when translated, read as follows. It was opened by you. We are all falling now. The real deal. Is it a snare? One thing is abundantly evident, despite the fact that global leaders are meeting in emergency. Meetings and astronomers are desperate to find answers. Something will happen soon. Furthermore, it is aware of our precise location.